Shalom, shalom, shalom. Greetings. This is Yasha ben Israel, better known as Terry Whitfield for the Yasha ben Israel Terry Whitfield podcast show. Greetings and shalom. This is Terry Whitfield, better known as Yasha ben Israel for the Terry Whitfield Yasha ben Israel podcast show, the place where we prance through the fog just to glance through the smog, the place where I talk about things that they don't want you to know and discuss things that people do not like to talk about. Why? Because we have answers. Today I want y'all to smoke over some things about the brother Polight. And before I even get to talking, I just want to just dive right on into this. Let's get it. Oh, and for the record, I must inform you that on this show, I'm just going to be me, and I'm going to keep it raw. I don't care who like it. I don't care who don't like it. I am doing what my goddess commissioned me to do. And either you're going to hear it or you're not. But you best to believe, goddammit, it's going to be some truth here. And I'm going to go ham. H.A.M. Hard as a motherfucker. And I'm going to tell the gospel motherfucking truth. Let's get into this.
I know they're going to do this. He did this, so you know what that means when he...
All right. It's queuing up. It's going to go right into it. I want y'all to listen to this guy. Listen to him real good.
In God. I'm going to tell you why. I know they're going to do this. He did this, so you know what that means when he said that, right? Because people spooky as hell. But I'm going to tell you this. I don't believe in that. Y'all going to unfollow, knock yourself out. People made me believe in the devil and not God. I believe in the devil. I'm going to say that. I definitely believe in that. Why I don't believe.
Okay, I figured out how to do it now, y'all. Hip-hop style. I'm going to get it right.
Why I don't believe in God. I'm going to tell you why. I know they're going to do this. He did this, so you know what that means when he said that, right? So people spooky as hell. But I'm going to tell you this. I don't believe in that. Y'all going to unfollow, knock yourself out. People made me believe in the devil and not God. I believe in the devil. I'm going to say that. I definitely believe in the damn devil. And not only do I believe in the devil, I believe God is the devil. In God. I'm going to tell you why. I know they're going to do this. He did this, so you know what that means when he said that, right? Because people spooky as hell. But I'm going to tell you this. I don't believe in that. Y'all going to unfollow, knock yourself out. People made me believe in the devil and not God. I believe in the devil.
Y'all hear that clearly? He said people has made him believe in the devil and not God. People made him believe in the devil. Listen to this one more time.
People made me believe in the devil and not God. I believe in the devil. I'm going to say that. I definitely believe in the damn devil.
Is y'all getting this? Am I crazy, or is you hearing what I'm hearing?
Believe in the devil and not God. I believe in the devil. I'm going to say that. I definitely believe in the devil and not God. I believe in the devil. I'm going to say that. I definitely believe in the... Get yourself out. People made me believe in the devil and not God. I believe in the devil. I'm going to say that. I definitely believe in the damn devil. And not only do I myself out, people made me believe in the devil and not God. I believe in the devil. I'm going to say say that. I definitely believe in the damn devil. And not only I will knock yourself out. People made me believe in the devil and not God. I believe in the devil and not God. I believe in the devil. Believe in the devil and not God. I believe in the devil. I'm going to say that. I believe in the devil and not God. I believe in the devil. I'm going to say that. People made me believe in the devil and not God. I believe in the devil. People made me believe in the devil and not God. I believe in the devil. I'm going to say that. I definitely, and y'all going to unfollow, knock yourself out. People made me believe in the devil and not God. I believe in the devil. I'm going to say that. People made me believe in the devil and not God. People made me believe in the devil and not God. I believe in the devil. I'm going to say that. Spooky as hell. But I'm going to tell you this. In God. I'm going to tell you why I don't believe in God. I'm going to tell you why. I know they're going to do this. He did this, so you know what that means when he said that, right? Because people spooky as hell. But I'm going to tell you this. I don't believe in y'all going to unfollow, knock yourself out. People made me believe in the devil and not God. I believe in the devil. People made me believe in the devil and not God. I believe in the devil. I'm going to say that. Get yourself out. People made me believe in the devil and not God. I believe in the devil. I'm going to say that. I definitely get yourself out. People made me believe in the devil and not God. I believe in the devil. I'm going to say that. I definitely believe in the damn devil. And not only do I believe in the devil, I believe God is the devil. In God. I'm going to tell you why. I know they're going to do this. He did this, so you know what that means when he said that, right? Because people spooky as hell. But I'm going to tell you this. I don't believe in y'all going to unfollow, knock yourself out. I don't believe in y'all going to unfollow, knock yourself out. I don't believe in y'all going to unfollow, knock yourself out. People made me believe in the devil and not God. I believe it. People made me believe in the devil and not God. I believe in the devil and not God. I believe in me. Believe in the devil and not God. I believe in the devil. I'm going to say that. I definitely, people made me believe in the devil and not God. I believe me. Believe in the devil and not God. I believe in the devil. I'm going to say that. People made me believe in the devil and not God. I believe in the devil. I'm going to say that. I definitely believe in the damn devil. And not only do I believe in the devil, I believe God is the devil. I believe God is the devil.
The right care at the right times.
Wow. It don't get no clearer than that, people. What is understood don't need to be explained. It shouldn't need to be explained. And I want to just have to break it down even further for the more stupid. And how fucking stupid can you get? Everybody talks about this Polight and how intelligent he is. There's nothing fucking intelligent about this. I am a man that is older than this man by fucking far. Much more intelligent and much more bright. I've been raised in the ghettos and I've had the hardships that this man has had and more. I've been involved in gangs, real gangs. Yeah, this man faking the funk out here. I've been in and out of jail. This man is faking the funk. And being that he's faking the funk, he can lie to you. I'm saying that he is lying to you and will lie to you easily. Why? Because the whole idea that you shouldn't lie, you shouldn't tell lies, don't lie, thou shalt not lie, is a commandment of God. And clearly he said, I don't believe in God. I don't believe in it. I believe in the devil, quote unquote. Polight. Michael Nowak. When this video was made, what that was an open public disclosure and his allegiance to Hashaitan. Hashaitan, why? El Diabolos. The adversary in Hebrew, as the Old Testament recorded, and El Diabolos, the devil, in the New Testament, as the New Testament recorded it in their respective languages. Now, Hashatan is the adversary. And not just any old adversary. But when you're talking about Hashatan in the Old Testament, you're talking about an adversary of both God and his people. And being that you cannot fight God, all you could do is talk about how much you don't like God. You can't fight something that you don't know, that you can't see, that you don't understand. You can't fight it. But what you can do is take that aggression out on God's people. Thus, being the adversary of God's people, you are Hashatan. For the adversary of Yahweh Elohim, Elohenu, Yahweh Eli, Yahweh Elohika, Al Israel, Mu Israel. Okay? Now, this is crazy here, because those that follow this man are making an allegiance with Hashatan as well. You cannot say that you love black people when black people have been proven to be the architects of all ancient societies, including Israel. And all of the scholars have said so. All of them. Every one of them. Every major black scholar in the game, from John Henry Clark, Yosef ben Yakanan, Renoko Rashidi, Sheikh Enta Diop, all of them have went to the land of Israel in the Levant and said the ancient people of that land was black. Even up until biblical days were black. And even before biblical days were black. John Henry Clark talked about how he saw no migration patterns that took the children of Israel in 70 AD into Europe. He said, but he saw all the patterns that he saw of the migrations led the children of Israel into the interior of Western Africa. And they flourished there up until the 1700s. This is what Dr. John Henry Clark said. Dr. Yosef ben Yakanan have a 2 very thick volume book collection series called We the Black Jews. I used to own both of them, and I'm sad that I let those 2 books get away from me. Those books, he clearly made it clear that the African Americans, as well as the ancient Israelites in which whom he come from, because he was raised as he was born a black Jew, a black Israelite, a black Hebrew. Dr. Yosef ben Yakanan was. And his mother was, and his father was, and his grandfather was, and his great-grandfather was, and his great-grandfather was. That's all they have ever knew. He was the first one of these black Israelites in this long lineage to come up to study Kemet and eventually end up becoming atheists. But none of that relinquished the fact that he was born Yosef ben Yochanan and he died Yosef ben Yochanan. He was born a black Israelite and he died a black Israelite. And just like the scripture said, can a leopard change his stripes, his spots? Can a Cushi change his skin complexion? Can the Ethiopian, the Cushites, change his darkness of his skin? Can the children of Israel change their inheritance? Can anyone else change their inheritance? And the answer is a resounding no. Now, the reality of the issue is that Mr. Polight has not had a real issue with God, truthfully. And I'm honestly telling you the truth. He has not had a real issue with God until the black Israelites stepped upon the scene and began to establish spiritual dominance in the northern hemisphere of the western hemisphere. In the northern western hemisphere of the United States of America. Okay, North America. When the African Americans began to establish dominance and became the fastest, largest growing movement on the planet, then it was then that he began to have a problem with the Israelites. And when he had a problem with the Israelites, then he began to have a problem with God. Because his leader, Dr. Malachi York, was one of the biggest, most powerful God teachers of the 70s, 80s, and the beginning of the early 90s. It was in the 90s that he, probably the mid-90s, maybe even close to the late 90s, where he began to get off into this Nuwabic thing. Okay, I can tell you the whole history of that. Imam Isa was Malachi York's first name. His name was Imam Isa el-Hati el-Mahdi. Okay, and he was the leader of the Ansar Allah Islamic Hebrew community. They were Muslim Israelites. Malachi York was one of the most dominant and powerful Israelite teachers here in North America. I'm telling you the truth. That man taught God for the greater part of his whole life. And it wasn't until Dr. York went on into the penitentiary. And when Dr. York went off into the penitentiary, most of the Nuwabians and the Ansuru Allah community, all of the Ansuru Allah community, the Islamic Hebrews, was the base. And from there, others began to join in who really didn't want to become Muslims. Because they were really strict Muslims. Very, very solid, strict Muslims. They were Muslims like the fashion of the Bnei Israel clan of Senegal. They were Muslims, but they knew that they were the descendants of the children of Israel. And then from there, he began, from the Islamic thing, he began to gravitate heavily more towards the Hebrew when he began to start breaking down the Hebrew text. Okay, he did a translation of the Hebrew scriptures. He actually did an actual translation. And it was from there, after he did that translation, he started leaning towards the Hebrew thing. And then he changed his name from Imam Isa el-Hati el-Mahdi. He changed it from that to Malachi Zodak. Rabboni Malachi Zodak. Okay? That was then he went off into the Israelite thing. He started like this Israelite church. Okay, then he went from the Israelite church, okay, then he started teaching straight Christianity for a minute. You know what I'm saying? Then he taught that. Then he went off into Moorish knowledge. You know what I'm saying? He taught that. Then he opened up a lodge, a Masonic lodge, okay? And then from the Moorish thing, he started telling people that he was related to the leader, the queen, the Candace of the Washita Moors. He was saying that he was her first cousin. And when black people that was into the Washita Moor movement at the time she was living, her name was Empress, I forget her name. It'll come to me in a minute. It's been so long. Okay? And the Empress, when questioned about Dr. Malachi York, she said she don't know him and he's not a relative. But he tricked all of his followers into believing that he was related to her. Also, he said that he was the son or somehow connected to the Mahdi Rahman of Sudan and of the Malian Empire and Songhai. Okay? You know, he began to start saying that he was somehow a part of the Fatimids and the Shia movement of old, and he was related to the prophet Abraham and through the lineage of both Israel and Ishmael. I mean, he was saying how he had connections with different kings and sultans, you know, of Africa back in the 60s, 70s, and 80s and 90s, you know. And he got into a beef with the Saudis, the Arabs from over in Saudi Arabia. And the man spoke very good Arabic. He spoke very intellectual man. The guy who's kind of like what Polight, good, all these, remember these alias names that Dr. York had, you know, I just told you about, and how Polight, you know, got that Polight thing going on, and then he got the Michael Ali thing going on, and then he got the Michael Noach thing going on. Now, you see how these names changing? All of these names are Muslim and Hebrew names, because Michael Noach is actually an Americanization of the Hebrew Michael Nach. Michael Nach. Michael and Noah. Okay? In the modern Hebrew, Noah is Noach. But in ancient Hebrew, it was straight Nach. Okay? Michael Nach. Okay? That is a Hebrew name. The man is walking around here with a straight up Israelite name. Michael Nach. Michael Noach. Okay? Remember, Noach is modern Hebrew for Noah. In ancient Hebrew, it was just straight Nach. That was Noah's name in ancient Hebrew, straight Nach. Not Nawak. Nawak is kind of, it ain't even, Nawak is Lashawan Kadesh. Okay, Noach is modern Hebrew, the revised Hebrew, and ancient Hebrew is just straight Nach. Because there's no Y in there. It's just straight the noon and the kaf. So when you see him making his emergence on the Sinetta scene, at this time, Malachi York had already been in prison, and he entered into this game as this Nuwabian cat. Because he liked it to challenge people, but when he ran around and challenged the Israelites, he had to step his game all the way up, because you had different types of intellectuals that you had to spar against. You dig what I'm saying? Some smarter than others. You know? So in doing that, he had to step his game all the way up. Not that he knew any more than anybody else, but knowing how to counter people and to create counter arguments, and things like that, And it's really just being being intellectual and knowing how to articulate ignorance. And I'm going to show you what I mean by that. Let me dig into this. Now we're going to check out this clip where he swore his dedication to Dr. York. Mind you, first he came on the scene lying, saying that he was Dr. York's son. Remember, we're going to see why he's doing this, okay? He said that he was Dr. York's son. Dr. York's children confronted him about that, and people have went to, Dr. York's children, because he has several of them, and none of them know this man. Then he goes to says that one of his wives is Dr. York's daughter, and the truth of the matter is that this wife is not Dr. York's daughter. That is another lie, because Dr. York has so many children that, and he's locked up. One could just pop up out of the blue, and because he was just dropping seeds everywhere, he planned on the fact that one could have just snuck through the cracks that they didn't know about or something, which is another fraudulent game. It's a lie. Polight has no. He can lie to you all day. You know what I'm saying? Why? Because he don't believe in God. A moral is established principles. It's an established a standard and set of principles. Okay, and in order for these principles to be established, they have to belong to a large body of people, like in a religion or a society, okay, or even a family. Okay, this man's beliefs are all, and everything are all created by himself and that of Dr. York. Okay, mind you that like Dr. York, when confronted with all of the people, there's people going to Africa and stuff, asking the people in Africa all about this man, and people didn't know him. He was just making these stories up, and this is how he got his money, by telling these lies. Okay, and Polight wants to be like him. Here's the evidence. Let's look into this. I'm going to play some clippings from, and just let you listen to what Polight had to say. Now you see that? He said, prove that the wind exists. You don't see the wind, prove that the wind exists. Now listen to this foolishness.
Look at the trees are moving. You can put a windmill, the windmill's going to turn. The wind exists. Prove that the wind exists. That's not my argument. We don't see the wind, so prove that it exists. It's not my argument. But prove that it exists. I can prove it. Look at the trees are moving. You can put a windmill, the windmill's going to turn. This is proof that wind exists. People don't see it exists.
See, people who argue about petty, dumb stuff like that are the people that get excited over Polight. A man say, you don't see the wind, prove that the wind exists. All you got to do is put your hand up against your mouth and blow. Your mouth is air, your mouth is wind, your mouth is breath. You feel it, you're demonstrating that it exists. Then you can take anybody else's hand and do the same. Just like my man said with the trees, and you can see with the trees, the way the trees move, or with the flag, the way the flag bobs. Okay, though what he did was prove that it existed. Okay, and there shouldn't be no more argument after that, because the man did prove it. Now, to a guy like Polight, you would not have proven anything to him, because he is fucking ignorant and stupid. See, to prove something means to establish your truth by demonstration or argument, And for you to come with the examples like that I gave, you had established your truth by demonstrating that truth and establishing it by demonstrating it, and you doing it through argument, okay? Or through demonstration. So to prove something, all you got to do is to establish your truth by demonstration of that truth, or by a very good argument of that truth. Now, if you want me to give you an argument and I give you a demonstration, I still proved it. And whether I argue with you or not, if I demonstrated it, I did my job. Okay? Now, what I want to show you is how slick Polight is with the tongue and as slick as he is with the mouth. We got him on record saying that he don't believe in God. Okay? Now, you're going to see him be slick with this word guide or God. Is he saying guide? I accept him as my most high guide? Or as I accepted him as my most high God? Okay? Slick talk. Okay? But in any event, he accepts him as someone very, very high, the most high up in his life, whether it is his high guide or high God. Okay? And let's say that he's saying both. Okay? Because the way he's playing, the way it comes out in reality is that you mean both. He is your most high guide God. You want to be just like him? You patterning yourself just like him? Let's dig into this.
Because one, like I told you, both my sisters went through the same thing I went through. And both my older sisters.
Do you mind sharing? I don't know nothing.
Okay, well, both of my sisters been molested.
By who?
By Malachi Young. By Pops, Baba, you know, Esau, Mom, Esau, whatever. You know, he had sex with them. And
At what ages?
At what ages? I mean, you know, if you want to get the accurate number, you can ask them.
Around what age? You know, I mean,
13, 14, 7, 8. You know, and I will only speak for myself.
Wow. 13, 14, 7, 8. Malachi York. This is the young brother, one of the young brothers who Malachi York molested. Okay? And he's telling Polight that Malachi York, first he was saying that, you know, he didn't want to really, he was just beating around the bush and talking to him. This guy wanted, this Polight wanted him to really, really, really tell his business. Now, Polight ain't stupid. He ain't that stupid. I mean, everybody claimed that he's this intellectual, so he should have knew what the fuck this man was talking about the first time around. Okay? What he wanted to do was embarrass this man and have this man to dig into his past and to the hurt and the pain and to tell his story that he was molested by Malachi York and a gang of motherfucking other men in his organization and in his camp. Let's listen to some more.
As far as the thing that I've been through, of course, as far as, you know, and I don't want to get graphic. One, you know, okay, I'm a dude. I'm not going to be walking around saying that I've been molested, this and that happened. As a man.
Didn't I tell you that? He didn't want to have to say that. He didn't want to have to say that he's been molested. He's a man. And I just told you that. And that's just the reality. Why in the fuck? And the Polight is a motherfucking man. Why would you want to do that to another man like that, Polight? That's because you don't give a fuck, dude. You's a motherfucking clown, nigga. That shit ain't intelligent. That shit is wicked, nigga. Let's listen to some more of this bitch ass shit this nigga be doing. And anybody y'all follow this man, y'all a motherfucking fool. And all y'all need to burn in motherfucking hell. I'm talking about as you live.
You don't want to be going around saying that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So in my situation, or the way I grew up, I was ready to move on. I left in 2001. I was ready to just live my life, move on, whatever. You know what I'm saying? The people start doing the investigations and stuff. the FBI started doing an investigation.
Now, I gave y'all a timeline. I was around before Nuwabians was ever even fucking heard of. I was inspired. I was heavily inspired by Malachi York when I first became an Israelite back in the 80s. Okay? Malachi York, Ben Ami Ben Israel, Yahweh Ben Yahweh, them guys fascinated me. Even Malcolm X. Okay? Marcus Garvey, all those type of guys fascinated me. Okay, so I was hip to Malachi York way before he started this Nuwabic shit. Okay, and I done gave y'all a timeline, and he just told y'all around the early 2000s. Okay, you know, this is when that Nuwabic shit start pop. You know, when that Nuwabic shit was going down. Okay, and it was getting close towards like the end of that. You know what I'm saying? Well, let's kick it.
Trying to get statements from people. Both my sisters went ahead and gave their statements.
Yeah.
I still had nothing to do with it. No statement, no nothing. When I realized, okay, they about to go to court. You know, and I went through the same thing that they went through. Like, I'm my mother's only son. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm the man of the family. You know what I'm saying? My sisters were going to stand up for themselves, and I'm, you know what I'm saying? So, I was like, okay, well, and then that's when I gave my statement. And that's when I decided that, you know, that I was going to go ahead and do it. Nobody wants to see they family go get locked away. So I really understand how hard it is for people that's deeply involved in it also. And people got to understand, I was born and raised in it too. So I understand from inside out also what it feels like not to have this person around still giving leadership. You know, so it's not no stranger, no random person that's saying, oh, this happened. I mean, this stuff, like, I was 7 years old. You know what I'm saying? I was upstate New York after Brooklyn. You know, I was upstate New York when he first, you know, touched me or whatever, you know. And so from 7 to 14, 7 years that I went through this. You know what I'm saying? And that's my story.
Would you say there's been over 20 children molested by Dr. York?
I would say so. I mean, I would say that it was, you know, if I could confirm people that I could strongly confirm, it would be about 15 or 20 people.
Obviously, if over 15 to 20 children were being molested, we have to now say, how come the adults wasn't saying nothing? Shouldn't they be locked up with Dr. York too? How come they're free to testify about it?
You understand the adults?
Listen to this bullshit. He's saying that if 15 to 20 people had did something, he had did something to 15 to 20 people, how come the adults didn't become responsible to do anything about it? Okay, now let's look at his case. Now, an adult, someone has claimed that you molested them, Polight, and an adult has stood up to do something about it because they don't want to be a subject to you wanting to be like fucking Malachi York shit. Okay, they done saw this shit. They know you. They know this shit. They saw this shit. And she don't want to be a part of it. So she went and told, nigga. And you got a problem with that. You got a problem with that because you got a problem with people being mad at you for being an alleged pedophile, dude.
Saying nothing. Shouldn't they be locked up with Dr. York too? How come they're free to testify about it?
You understand the adults are separated from their children. You know, so you had the girls in one house, the boys in one house, the women in one place, the brothers in one place. You know, everybody was separated. So
see, they had it separated, so you could sneak. So he and his little clan, his little pedophile clan, could sneak in at night when the parents ain't watching because the parents don't have access to their children at night. He do.
Your child is gone.
You mean to tell the world that none of these children had enough sense in their mind to go tell their parent that this isn't right? I've been touched sexually, I've been sexually abused. Not one child out of all these children. It could have stopped so long ago if just one child or just one adult. What caused?
Okay, now, using your logic, Polight, Somebody trying to stop your bitch ass right now. Somebody said you took them to a hotel at 14 years old, a young girl. She said that. She told her mother. She said you was in there, got to dancing and touching on her and got to feeding her liquor and drinks and drugs. And when she woke up, you had your finger in her mouth. You know what I'm saying? I believe it was something else that when she woke up, you had in her mouth. Okay? And I think she's covering up for something that she can't cover up for, because around her mouth was your semen, around her chest was your semen, all on the front of her shirt and neck was your goddamn motherfucking semen, nigga. And she trying to stop your bitch ass right now, okay? Because you could have got stopped a long time ago if Renentet would have stood up, okay? Or if Renentet's mother would have did what the fuck this girl's mother is doing to your bitch ass right now, nigga.
I've been touched sexually. I've been sexually abused. Not one child out of all these children. It could have stopped so long ago if just one child or just one adult. What caused all of this to come out? First, you hear nothing from nobody.
Yeah.
You hear nothing from nobody. Then you hear something from everybody, all at the same time.
They might not have been the medium to talk to anybody about the situation.
Not even their parents.
I mean, that's why, of course. I could have told my mother.
We chose not to.
It's not that I chose not to. To really explain it would really take a lot. But I mean, you're not really yourself when you're not. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got no esteem. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got no. You know.
You not yourself at motherfucking 7 years old, or 8, or 9, or 10, or 12, 13 or 14, 13 or 14. You're not yourself. You're not yourself at 16. Okay? And America don't even let you even begin to think that you're yourself until you're 18. And then you graduate into becoming yourself at 21. Here in the United States of a goddamn America.
I can't even face, like, my mother had to, when she found out from my sister and she came to me and asked me about it, and I still really couldn't even tell her. I had to say, well, I had sex with the girl and he was there. And that was my way of telling her that, yeah, it happened. You know what I'm saying? But that's what the initial conversation. And this is like 2 weeks before.
And he had to say it that way because he just told you, look, I'm a man. I don't want to have to tell nobody that I was molested. I don't want to have to tell nobody that this man put his dick in my mouth. I don't want to have to tell nobody that this man put his dick in my ass, man. I don't want to have to tell nobody that. That's what made it fucking hard to tell. The embarrassment. The degradation, the feeling like dirt, crap, and shit once you pull this out. This is why these people was, as a young man, it was hard for him to tell you stupid fuck, but you supposed to be intelligent and smart. Let's listen to this dumb shit.
Before we left, it was something I was under. I couldn't tell my mom. I didn't tell nobody. It was something that held me to not say nothing. You know what I'm saying? Because I looked up to him as my dad, because I looked up to him as the person that he was. I thought he was a God figure. I thought he, you know, and all those reasons, like, you know, I'm trying to like see what the why is this going on? What's the significance? I'm young. I don't even know what really into sex, and I don't.
Yeah.
Why do you think he's locked up for 135 years, underground 60 feet, in a super max penitentiary with no one with a case likened to his own, amongst cannibals? Not because what you think he should be locked up for, why you think he's locked up.
Well, I mean, to answer your question in the way that I think you're asking it, you know what I'm saying? Because one, you have a black leader that was getting black people together and was building a sovereign nation.
Tell me if this is something you believe. That's not what I want to hear. What do you personally believe? Dealing with the facts of the matter, not denying you of your experience, but based on what we all know, what is necessary to lock a person up when you accuse them of these type of things.
What I know from history is that whenever you have a black leader that's uplifting the people, that's doing something for the community, that's bringing people together, and that's building people and elevating people, then they get taken down. You know what I'm saying? And he wouldn't have been taken down, and he hasn't been taken down until they found something that to take him down with. If he threw everything away by molesting kids, did he really care about everybody else? This is what I have to live with. I have to live with how do I come across the people that's in the knowledge and even vibe with them and talk to them on a regular level, and people looking at me one way.
Nah, that's all good. You can always come to a class of ours.
That's cool, but you know what I'm saying. But it is. But see, the thing is that
it don't make you a bad person.
At the end of the day, people's always gonna have his word over anybody else's word because that's all they know.
No, at the end of the day, he's locked up, so obviously they took your word over everyone else's. It doesn't matter. Like I told you, if we say he's innocent, when he's still locked up.
Nah, man, they didn't take his word. They didn't take your word, the boy's word over everyone else's. Okay, they had no choice. The man was locked up. They locked the man up, and they still going with it. Many in that organization still go with the words of Dr. York, even though he's locked up. You saying that they were forced to go with the boy's word? That's a fucking lie. I know Nubians, many Nubians still idolize Dr. York, man. What the fuck is you talking about? And they never, many of them don't even believe this man. And he tried to tell you that they don't believe him. This is why he said at the end, because you know, York had the higher firepower. He was the big dog. What he said was fucking rule around there. You dumb, stupid fuck.
In prison, y'all word accounted for everything.
What I can't go back. You know what I'm saying? I can only face what's in front of me, and everything that's in front of me, I see people that's being misled. I see people that's under the impression, and even though
misled about what? Because people are saying Doc is being railroaded. That people are saying none of this has to do with the case as far as the government is concerned. The government don't give a damn about the accusations. Are you hearing what I'm saying?
You got people saying that kids haven't been molested. I can't see what you're seeing. I can't see I know what happened to me. I know what he did. I know what kind of person he is. You know what I'm saying? So
what kind of person he is? That's a question I want to ask you. What kind of person is Dr. York?
I mean, you get what you see. You get what you see.
Tell me,
who
is he to you?
What people didn't see is also the
I asked about other people. I want to know about you personally. I want to get into your mind. I want to know, what is he to you? Who is he to you?
Who he is to me? Right now, he's somebody that did a lot of things great, but had his flaws, and didn't correct those flaws. And he had years and years and years to correct those flaws. He didn't correct those flaws. Now I came back, and now he's incarcerated. Should he be in there? Should he be out? Someone like him shouldn't be incarcerated if they uplifting the community and doing what he did. But if you're gonna do that, and on top of that, still do the wrong thing for years and years and years, then you definitely shouldn't be out on the streets. That's if I was the devil, the perfect devil is the one who's gonna be a pastor, a preacher, or the one doing the right thing, and actually the one doing the wrong thing and send you to hell. That's the perfect devil right there. If I was a devil right now, I'd be telling you to do the right thing. I'd be telling you to live your life this way, and I'll be sending you right to hell. The devil knows the gospel as well as any pastor or preacher. So if the devil is gonna do his job, what better way to do it than to have everybody lifting themselves or doing the right thing, and in actuality, it's like they're going up, but they're going this way. It's not just up. It's like they're going up and they're going astray. You know what I'm saying? That's the only really way that the devil could do his job, is to deceive people into thinking that he's actually God, to deceive people into thinking that he's actually Christ. That's why they say you will have false prophets and false messiahs. I would respect a wolf. If I was a sheep, I would respect a wolf that approached me and tried to hunt me down than a wolf that came in sheep clothing.
My whole argument in this whole situation is, should people be locked up based on what people believe? I got the right to be angry. You know why? Because the Lord promises me something different. The Lord promises me that we will lock people up beyond a shadow of a doubt. That's what the Lord promises me.
Bro, these people have said it ain't no shadow of a doubt when we got on confession that Malachi York, and I'll do this in part 2, we got on confession with Malachi York. Well, we can't have it on audiogram because he nodded his head and shook his head. Yes, the judge asked him about 3-4 goddamn times. My man, do you understand that you're being charged? And he pleaded guilty. He pleaded fucking guilty. Okay, so Polight, you're talking out the side of your fucking head. This is why I try to tell y'all that this man. This is why when I step on the scene, him, Sinetta, motherfucking Sinetta showed him. If you watch the videos, he talked about how Sinetta was showing him a shit that people were saying about him that he don't even know. Well, that shit, the people he talking about is me. Okay, Sinetta got me talking shit about this corny ass nigga in the back chat of the Lions Den. Okay, and the shit that I said was some gruesome ass shit. So he gonna go show the nigga, cause the type of shit that I said should go back to that bitch ass nigga. Okay, let's go.
But in this case, it was up to 12 people to have that reasonable doubt or not. And those 12 people make the decision.
It's not. So what's the point?
If you want to fight
it's your matter of opinion if you would have
fight
took the
for it
plea
for
or not.
another reason. Don't fight for it because he's innocent of a molesting kid.
Let's say he molested 1,000 children. Factually.
Okay.
Genetic evidence and everything. Things that we don't deny scientifically. We say, wow, okay, true. If someone was to ask me, would you still worship him as your Most High, acknowledge him as your Most High God? I would have to. I don't identify with everything he does there, much like I believe most Christians don't identify with everything their God does, because it says their God is a jealous God. And some Christians would tell you it's not right to be jealous. And some would tell you that, they shouldn't be vengeful, but in the Bible it tells you the Most High is a vengeful God. And it tells you shouldn't hate, but it tells you that God loved Jacob and he hated Esau. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's the difference between being a proud Nubian and saying that he's innocent. Okay, that's two different people. I could be a proud Nubian because I was born in Nuwapu. But
let's say he molested 1,000 children. Factually.
okay.
Genetic evidence and everything. Things that we don't deny scientifically. We say, wow, okay, true. If someone was to ask me, would you still worship him as your Most High, acknowledge him as your Most High God? I would have to. I don't identify with everything he does there, much like I believe most Christians don't. Let's say he molested 1,000 children. Factually.
Okay.
Genetic evidence and everything. Things that we don't deny scientifically. We say, wow, okay, true. If someone was to ask me, would you still worship him as your Most High, acknowledge him as your Most High God? I would have to. I don't identify with everything he does there, much like I believe most Christians don't identify with everything their God does, because it says their God is a jealous God. And some Christians would tell you it's not right to be jealous. And some would tell you that, they shouldn't be vengeful, but in the Bible it tells you the Most High is a vengeful God. Let's say he molested 1,000 children. Factually.
Okay.
Genetic evidence and everything. Things that we don't deny scientifically. We say, wow, okay, true. If someone was to ask me, would you still worship him as your Most High, acknowledge him as your Most High God? I would have to. I don't identify with everything he does there. Let's say he molested 1,000 children. Factually.
Okay.
Genetic evidence and everything. Things that we don't deny scientifically. We say, wow, okay, true. If someone was to ask me, would you still worship him as your Most High, acknowledge him as your Most High God? I would have to. I don't identify